Welcome to Arabic Today. I'm your host Fallad Dimman, coming to you from Algiers, capital city of Algeria. الدرس الثالث عشر الحرف Lesson 13 The particle. First of all, let's explain the meaning of some words. As we have seen in the previous lessons, harf is the word for letter. But this word also means particle. And this is the meaning which should be kept in mind all along this lesson. The singular masculine noun harf has two broken plurals, حروف and أحرف. I suppose that you remember the first one, since we have been using it more than once. In the context of word classes, the particle, al-harf, is notionally defined as a word whose meaning cannot be understood without combining with a noun or a verb. More precisely, particles can be single letters, joined or disjoint. Some combine with nouns only, some with verbs only, and some with both. Particles are generally grouped by function: negation, conjunction, interrogation. In the following, we will see the most frequently used particles. This will hopefully help you make very simple sentences using all the knowledge you have acquired so far. Let's begin with the particles used to express negation. In Arabic, negating a verbal sentence can be done by combining an imperfect verb with one of three particles, which are lam, la, and len. Each of these particles expresses the negation in a particular tense. For instance, lam combined with an imperfect verb expresses a negation in the past. Let's see how this works with an example. Consider the verbal sentence غسل يغسل السيارة. To negate the sentence in respectively the past, the present, and future, we would say لم يغسل السيارة. لا يغسل السيارة. لن يغسل السيارة. It's worth noting that in certain cases, the negation of a conjugated imperfect verb removes a part of its doer suffix. But this aspect of the language falls within the scope of syntax, and hence will be covered in a future series. In this lesson, we will only see the negation of a masculine singular verb, since it is the basis for the conjugated form. Another series of particles, the conjunctions. There are several conjunctions in Arabic. Some are mostly used to join words within a sentence, and some are more appropriate for joining sentences. The particles selected here are used in both cases. wa, thumma, fa. Examples: أخذ الموظف معطفه وشمسيته ثم خرج. دخل القاضي والمستشارون فقام الحضور. Another category of common particles: prepositions. Prepositions are particles used before nouns only. They work in a similar way as to English ones. In the following, we will see 8 of them, arranged in 2 groups of 4 particles each. The first group of prepositions is في, على, من, إلى. Let's see how they can be used in sentences. جلس الشيخ على المقعد في الحديقة. الرحلة من تونس إلى لبنان. The second group of prepositions is عن, مع, ب, لي. الحوار مع عالم عن اختراعه الأخير. فرح المشجعون لتأهل فريقهم بجدارة. Note that most of the particles that serve as prepositions may have more than one meaning. But this feature is less confusing than it appears, since the right meaning is easily inferred from the context. Some particles that combine with nouns can be joined to the attached pronouns, which in this case function as noun substitutes. Prepositions are amongst them. The rule for attaching a preposition to an attached pronoun is the same for verbs and nouns. However, there are some spelling conventions to apply when attaching certain particles. We will not see all of them in detail, since this will overload the lesson more than desired. Hopefully, you will learn them gradually as you build up your vocabulary. The example here shows the attachment of the particle مع with the attached pronoun هو. The result is the compound word معه. Let's see some other compounds used in sentences. هذه مدينة تاريخية. قرأنا عنها كثيرا. متحفها مشهور. فيه مخطوطات ثمينة. أخذ العصا وضرب الولد بها. قرأ الأب لهن قصة. بعث إليهما رسالة. The interrogative particles can be used with nouns and verbs. When many of them have English equivalents, some particles do not. In the following, I suggest to you two series of 3 particles each. The first one comprises the particles هل, كيف, أين. Let's see how to use them in 2 sentences, one with nouns and one with verbs. هل is an interrogative particle which is added to the beginning of a declarative sentence to change it into a yes or no question. For example, هل التمرين صعب؟ نعم. هل أتى أخوك؟ لا. هل has no equivalent in English. In proper translation, we would begin the sentence with does or is. For instance, in the given examples, we would say, is the exercise difficult? Did your brother come? كيف is much the same as its English equivalent, how. كيف حالك؟ كيف دخلت؟ أين? Where? أين أخوكم؟ أين درست؟ A second series of interrogative particles. متى؟ من؟ ما؟ ماذا؟ متى المباراة؟ متى تأتي أمي؟ من؟ who؟ من الزائر؟ من زارنا؟ ما ماذا؟ What? ما is used with nouns only, and ماذا with verbs and prepositional compounds. ما اسمك؟ ماذا أكلت؟ Finally, I suggest to you two frequently used particles, قد and أن. They can be used in all types of situations and in both declarative and interrogative sentences. Let's begin with قد. It is used with verbs only. When used with a perfect verb, قد expresses the fact that the action is certain. When used with an imperfect verb, it means that the action is possible. Examples: هل سمعت الخبر؟ قد خسر فريقنا المباراة. قد يأتي وقد لا يأتي. من يدري؟ أن is used with verbs only and أن with nouns only. Let's use them in sentences. بعد أن باع بيته ذهب ولم يعد. علم ماجد أن مديره في إجازة. There are many other frequently used particles, which you will learn in time. For now, and at this early stage of your learning, try to habituate your mind to the phrasing of the sentences in the previous examples, because this will help you make sentences of your own once you have acquired more vocabulary. Time to summarize. And that was all for this lesson. I hope you found it helpful. Happy studies!